Hey guys, Noel here, and it is Saturday night, and before I go to bed, I thought it would be fun for us to do a video game review for the video game section of the YouTube channel. Let's keep up our 400 series going. So we have reviewed Tekken 4, we have reviewed Virtua Fighter 4 in the 10th anniversary mode. Now we are going to be reviewing quite possibly the best game that involves sword fighting, and I'm not talking about Bushido Blade, because that would be the reason for the quite possibly, because Bushido Blade is amazing. I'm talking about Soul Calibur 4 for the PlayStation 3. Now, while Soul Edge is my aesthetic favorite in the Soul Calibur series, Soul Calibur 4 really has incredibly smooth gameplay, beautiful music, beautiful graphics, and just the right balance of story and arcade fun. Even though they separate the story and arcade modes, they do it in such a way that both are quick, fun, easy to play, but highly engaging and so much fun that there's a lot of replay value. So without further ado, under the watchful eye of the cast of Second Chance, we will review Soul Calibur 4 for the PlayStation 3. Let's get down to it. Now, fun stuff here. Even though Soul Calibur 4 is an HD game, we're going to actually play Soul Calibur 4 via RGB SCART on our JVC monitor, just for the fun of it. So we'll hit the lights, and we'll go through our nice list of characters here. Now, another great thing about Soul Calibur 4 is that it has Darth Vader if you own it for the PlayStation 3, and it has Yoda if you own it for the Xbox 360. We have a lot of characters: Lizardman, Sophitia, Setsuka, Amy, Raphael, Taki, Cassandra, Mitsurugi, Nightmare. We're going to get right into that creative player because that is too much fun. Siegfried, that's not what I want to do. Hildy, Maxi, Voldo, Tira, Ivy, Astroth, Kilik, Shanghua, Yunsung, Songmina, and there's some characters that I still have to unlock. Talem, Cervantes, the boss of the first game, Soul Edge. We're in versus mode right now. The reason I'm doing that is because I wanted to show you my created characters, which range from Brett Favre, Sting, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, the Dark Knight Returns Robin, me, a Godfrey Ho Ninja, and one of my personal favorites, the Hulk Hogan. I made this at a friend's house while watching Music Station, and the power of Hulkamania courses through his veins. His sword burns with the power of Hulkamania, so on and so forth. So without further ado, let's do some versus battles here with the Hulk Hogan right here, and we will fight, let's fight the Eternal Pirate, Cervantes. Fun thing about this game, too, it's got Star Wars levels. Now, you can also put the voices in Japanese and in English. I always put the voices in Japanese. So, Cervantes was the original owner of the Soul Edge, the evil sword that ends up taking over Siegfried. However, Siegfried will end up having the Soul Calibur, the holy sword that is destined to destroy the Soul Edge. So Siegfried ends up wielding both the Soul Edge, where he is a terrible person and kills a lot of people, but then repents by getting control of the Soul Calibur, and his fate is described in this game, which is actually quite interesting. But what we have right now with the Hulk Hogan, the creative player mode, which we're not going to really go into too much in this video because I want to focus on gameplay, but you can make original players using the pre-existing fighting styles in this game, or customize and make your own fighting styles. I like to use pre-existing styles. Hulk Hogan here is using Nightmare because the final form of the Nightmare Soul Edge looks like a big glowing red sword, and that I think goes great with the idea of Hulkamania. So, and you really can have a lot of fun with the options that you are given with the Create-A-Player clothing and physique types for men and women. And that was not good right there. It just got knocked out. Hair, all kinds of stuff. You can really, without going nuts with a bunch of minutia, really have a lot of fun and depth and creativity making different kinds of players. It's one thing about those WWE wrestling games that really got me out of playing them was the creative players were just way too complicated. And maybe it's just me, maybe I'm just weird and get too easily distracted, but I really thought that the creative player on lots of those WWE wrestling games was way too intricate. And that could be a great thing, but it could also be distracting from gameplay. This is rich creative player that is not distracting, in my opinion. So it's just the right balance of access and depth. Gameplay-wise, this is extremely smooth and responsive. Lots of forward and backward motions with your D-pad, coupled with knowing the different types of blade attacks. So you have, with a Nightmare or Siegfried type character, you have a giant sword that you are swinging kind of rhythmically, so you need to know which button to hit to swing it horizontally or vertically, and then correspond that with the proper direction on the D-pad. And then again, you have all kinds of different sweepings of the D-pad and button combinations that will allow you to execute even more spectacular moves. We are literally going to now be the Surfer Sting wielding a surfboard. Now, if that's not awesome, I don't know what that would be. We're actually going to have Sting fight his eternal rival, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, wielding the evil sword, the Soul Edge. And we will fight in the ice coffin of the sleeping ancient. The other cool thing about this creative player is the Japanese voices have enough variety to really give your character originality and really kind of sound exactly how they are supposed to sound. So I can't speak highly enough of this game. And this is just one mode in this game where you can have fun. We haven't even touched the arcade or the story mode yet. In the story mode, a lot of times these story modes on these games I think are way too long and complicated. And I mean, it's not so much that they're complicated. It's that they're great. They're like little mini adventure games, and that's really good. However, I want to be able to play in arcade mode and learn about a character's backstory as well. So it's great to have a story mode that might take you a couple hours to beat. But if I'm just looking to pick up the game real quick, or quickly I should say, and be able to learn about the character and see a cool ending, I would like to do that without having to play the game for 2 hours. This game, your story mode is got some depth, but it's quick and to the point, and you get a really nice cinematic ending with it. The arcade mode is just like an arcade ladder, no ending, which is unfortunate, but the story mode is so accessible that it doesn't even really matter. So Sting has won this against the villainous Hollywood Hulk Hogan. We will do one more match here with myself, and then I want to show you a little bit of arcade and story mode. So we'll be Noel. This is when I had a little more hair, and I'm wearing Minnesota Vikings colors. And we will fight Siegfried, who is just super cool. And we'll fight Siegfried in a Mitsurugi outfit. I am wielding my favorite weapon in this game, the Soul Calibur. And let's fight in the Star Wars level again. It's way too cool.
After suffering at the hands of fate, he finally obtains the power to atone for his sins.
I really like Japanese Noel. He's very cool.
Battle 1. Fight!
I mean, look how awesome the Soul Calibur looks in this game, too. Now, it changes based on different characters. Nice! Did the Scorpion Death drop to Siegfried there. Siegfried and Nightmare, I said it before, but they have a very kind of rhythmic style. You have to just kind of get the feel for the way you're swinging the sword, and then you almost kind of predict how the opponent is going to get up and the direction you are going to attack, and it just all feels very smooth. It's a little hard to describe. The other cool thing, if you want a quick victory, you can do that if your opponent is not skilled enough. You can kind of position them properly, charge them, and kick them out of the ring. That doesn't always work, but it can work. There goes his armor. Goes down with a shoulder tackle. This victory strengthened the soul of Noel. Alright, get going, Noel. Alright, let us check out a little bit of arcade mode here. Go to the single player modes. You'll go to arcade. And we'll play as, let's play as Siegfried here. And again, with Siegfried, we can have all kinds of cool costumes here. We'll do a Siegfried where he's a white knight, but he's basically wearing his nightmare colors.
There is no justice without power. He marches forward, steadfast in his beliefs.
I've made other Siegfrieds that look more like how Siegfried looked in Soul Edge, where he's got the brown armor and the shorter hair. You really can have a lot of fun not only making your own character, but customizing the outfits of the characters in this game. And this game is so straightforward to play. It is not... It's just very easy to pick up and enjoy playing. There's not a lot of stress to playing it in terms of having to have difficulty figuring out how to play the game. At least for me, it's a very easy game to jump right in and enjoy. It's not that it's an easy game, though. It does take practice, but it is definitely a game where the practicing does not feel tedious, at least not for me. And the beauty of the levels here is great as well. Ooh, this is not good. Good deal. We're playing this on normal, so take the difficulty for whatever it's worth. I think the JVC professional video monitor going through RGB is handling this game well.
Power without ideal is not justice. She only knows to have faith in the path she has chosen.
The narrator for this game is also fantastic. Power without ideal is not justice. That is some darn philosophical stuff. So Sung Mina looking great in this game with a very vibrant, beautiful level here. So now this is a game that, I'm a little out of practice here, so I'm trying to remember some of the old moves here. Siegfried's a kind of character that they kind of cuter you try to get with him, the more dangerous it is, because his attacks are so broad. Literally, he's got such a huge weapon that, you know, if you miss, you are wide open. If you connect, though, you are in good shape. See, something like that. That's why I love Siegfried's character. You just kind of get in that, like, 1-2, 1-2 rhythm. But it's dangerous if you're too close, because he is wide open if he misses an attack that's up close. See, like right there, it takes you so long to swing your sword. And she hit me with a good shot there, so it knocked some of my armor off, but I had enough of an advantage early on in the fight that I was able to still win, so. Now, I want to do a little bit of showing story mode right here. Yeah, Cervantes looking sharp. Now, here's a spoiler. When you beat the story mode with Siegfried, he will defeat Nightmare, who has the Soul Edge. Nightmare has now taken control of Siegfried's armor. So basically, Siegfried's spirit, when he was possessed by the Soul Edge, has now separated from his body and is, doing terrible things on its own, wielding the evil sword, the Soul Edge. And now Siegfried must destroy it, and when he does, everything gets turned into crystal, and a global utopia occurs. He and Nightmare are both crystallized statues, and apparently everyone else is fine or also covered in crystal. It's a little vague, but it's still a very interesting story. So, story mode here, we're going to start off just fighting Siegfried's father, who Siegfried ends up killing in previous games, and Zasalamel, and kind of a generic evil character here. And then eventually we'll just be fighting characters that are in the arcade, either one-on-one or doing systems like this where we have to fight a few of them at once and we have to maintain our HP. This is not a best out of 3 round system here. If you lose once, you're done with your level here. This armor on Siegfried is ridiculously cool. One more will be Zasalam. I gotta be careful, I'm way too close to the edge here. There we go. If memory serves me correctly, Zasalamel was the boss of Soul Calibur 3, which was only on the PlayStation 2, so that was unfortunate for Xbox owners. So we'll do one more fight, and then we'll wrap up the review. Minions of the Cursed Sword. So I skipped past it, but there was a whole text-based thing at the start of this that was talking about how Siegfried wouldn't let anyone close to him because everyone who got near him ended up dying, and he's racked with guilt, but he's got a mission. He's got to destroy the evil sword that destroyed his life and other people's lives. Really powerful, interesting stuff.
Every battle is connected to the 2 opposing swords.
Servants of the evil sword, you shall not escape. So we got Tierra and Valdo, the evil Swiss guard, who has got kind of a bondage theme. And I don't know who else we're fighting here. I think some kind of generic Valdo type characters. Man, careful here. There we go. Shadow, but fighting as Valdo. knights here are going to march closer and closer together, giving us less and less room to fight. Really clever stage design. Trying to remember how to do. Siegfried's got a really cool move, but I'm not going to execute it here because I can't remember how to do it and I don't want to lose. So, good enough, right? All right. So, there we have it. That is a nice long review. Hopefully not too long, but hopefully still enjoyable, of Soul Calibur 4, A Tale of Souls and Swords, eternally retold on the PlayStation 3. Until next time, guys, my name is Noel. You take care. I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.